What's up guys, Lee from TeamPurplePanda here, and today I'm making a video that talks about Yu-Gi-Oh! And defense in Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't really mean like defense of a monster or Book of Moon, that kind of defense. When I say defense, I mean defense from your opponent getting mass advantage over you, also known as negation. You need to negate your opponent's cards. So I'm gonna talk about some popular negation options out there and what you should do according to what deck you play. So let's begin. The more popular negation right now for Blackwing is 7 tools. Why 7 tools such a good card in Blackwings? Because Blackwings run a lot of traps, so they cannot risk using stuff like trap stun to lock themselves down. Yeah. And also another reason is because 7 tools allow them to pick and choose specific cards in their opponent's deck they want to negate, so they themselves can gain mass advantage when they're pushing. So in Blackwing, 7 tool is just amazing. But a lot of people that used to play Blackwings are now switch to other decks, but they don't really understand how like other decks simply not like Blackwing, especially like Synchron. What is it? Plant Synchro with like Shooting Star and whatnot. Because I played like a bunch of people today, and they have like 3 7 tools in their deck, and it didn't do anything for them. I asked them why, and they told me that because it worked really well in Blackwings. So I'm like, okay, actually don't do that. So what do you do? I think is best for playing Synchro, Dandy, Deep Breeze, etc., etc., etc. Is you run 3 Decrees. Because if you consider the type of deck you're playing, Blackwing does this. Blackwing push a little pressure on your opponent, just little pressure, and also boom, explosion. And then you want to negate everything that try to stop you and just get that game. That's what Blackwing does. A very explosive deck, just constant good monster flow. So that's what that does. Whereas Debris, Plant Synchro, you don't do that. You don't have like constant explosive pressure. What you do, you have a slow steady pressure. You have your Raikos, you have your Kaiases, you have your Dandy, you have your Drill. Just keep a very moderate, slow pressure on your opponent, and then that pressure slowly builds and builds and builds, and your opponent will just start losing their hand, and eventually you have like one massive, consistent pressure, and your opponent has no response, and you get game that way. If that kind of concept, Decree works perfectly, because you straight up eliminate. Think about it. Like you have pressure to eliminate your opponent's cards. With Decree, you automatically eliminate 1/4 of his deck. So 1/4 of his deck is now useless. So now you only worry about the other 3/4 of his deck and just use your Raikos to nuke those, and you're good to go. So a good build I saw was 3 Decrees, 3 Book of Moon, and 2 to 3 Econs. Because Econ's really good. I mean, you can like tribute your own monsters, take theirs. You can tribute a token to steal their monster. You can tribute a Dandy. It just, the play goes on and on and on and on and on. So 3 Decrees in any Dandy related quick draw build, even Salvo, is really good. Anything that's like not super explosive, I highly suggest you run 3 Royal Decree. One exception though, one thing I saw that works extremely well is X-Sabers. X-Sabers work really well with Decree, mainly because they have Hung Lei. So what Decree does is it locks down the opponent's back row, and you Hung Lei, and you spam Hung Lei until they're out of the cards. So because of that specific synchro that X-Saber have, Decree works amazing well in that deck as well. Yeah, not to mention a pro play to do is actually go Decree, attack with Full Helm Knight, Econ, bring out your Dark Soul, just Hung Lei, and just Hung Lei off the same Dark Soul like 50 times and search off of it. So it's wonderful. So now moving on to another deck. X-Saber still, not another deck, X-Saber still. If you don't like Decree and X-Saber, another cool thing I like to do is play Trap Stun. 2 or 3 of these. It's the same effect as Trap Stun, but it frees up your what is it, your E-Calls and whatnot. So if you like to play for more trap heavy base deck in X-Saber, you can definitely run 2 to 3 Trap Stuns. So therefore, when you feel like you can Hung Lei, you just go trap stun and like book something, attack with a flow Ham Knight, and do the whole entire Ham Knight thing over and over again. So this is good in X-Sabers. I think this in X-Sabers is much better than this in X-Sabers, because unlike Black Wings, X-Sabers can easily come back because of their mouth searchers and Dark Soul and whatnot, so they don't have to pinpoint negate specific things. You can just use trap stun to freeze them, destroy them, and just knock it out of here. So that's good. So something else that I personally been telling people to try out, and is a personal tech of mine, and I've been running it in my deck for a while now, and it is something, I'm putting right here, they can basically get around all these cards. And that something here is my body as shield. Why this card is so amazing? Because it's negation from the hand. So when it's your turn and you want to push really hard, you don't have to set up with like a trap stun to do it next turn, or don't set up a decree or anything. You can just push to go, and when something stops you, you throw this down to stop them. If you think a bit, the massive destruction card out there are mainly Mirror Force and Torrential. I know a deep Prison can be a hassle from time to time, but mainly Mirror Force, Torrential, and Bottomless. Bottomless too. So those are the specific big trap cards that mass destruction out there. This stops it, and best of all, this gets around Decree, gets around all of these. So one time my opponent had a Mirror Force down, and he had 7 tools down, and he's like, I'm good, I'm golden, because there's nothing that can stop you now. You can negate my Mirror Force, I'll counter negate you, and I win. I pushed really hard that game, and he showed me Mirror Force, and then I flipped my body as shield, and there's nothing he could do, just because I go, okay, I have 7 tools, and it's not gonna do anything. So this card is really good, I believe, in this format, and I am main one. Actually got this off my friend, a Gold Series one, because it looks so nice, but I actually main one in my deck, and it's been saving my ass so many times, it's not even funny. So yeah, just throw it in your deck, test it out, let me know how it goes, and I'll talk to you guys later.